Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is enjoying their Father's Day. Everyone that celebrates it, anyhow. I really don't have a celebration for Father's Day today, or this year, for a few years now, I guess. Holidays were never a big issue in my house anyway, growing up, so I always wanted them to be bigger than they were, but they never were. So. Now I kind of appreciate that I don't have to go through all the stuff that I used to go through to celebrate, or used to want to go through to celebrate holidays. It seems like a lot of work. There was a little small not short, but there was a period in my life where I was with someone, my ex-husband actually. Yes, I was married once. we, his family was very close, and we celebrate holidays, and it was weird to me because it did seem like a lot of work, because you have to go to like 5,000 different places, and it was all for mostly his family. I mean, we went to see my family, but we didn't, we went there for a little bit, but just one place. With his family, we went to several different places. So it was a little odd for me growing up. I never did any of that. It was pretty much just you got up, like Christmas, you got up, you opened presents, and then you went about your day, assuming that everything was closed and you had to stay home. I would go out in the evening with my friend. Once I got older, I would go out in the evening with my friends and go to a movie. The movie theaters are open, but that's about it. Yay! Okay, so my friend, the name of it is like Key West, Key Billy Art, and my friend just opened his Amazon store today. I'll post a link to it later. Y'all remind me if I forget. He's really good, and I wish that I could be half of an artist that he is, and especially with everything he's been dealing with right now. But his art, that's not my place to talk about that, but his art is really, really good. He paints original paintings, and he's selling prints of those paintings now on cloth canvas on Amazon. They're not expensive. They're like $28, and I think they come framed. I'm not sure. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me if they do or not. Because there was a question. I didn't think they did, but then there was a question: do I want a white mat or a black mat? Um, but he does ocean pictures. He does, and I'll definitely do a live once mine comes. He does sea turtles mostly. Growing up because older, but he rescued sea turtles, and he was involved in that. And then when he got about 50, I guess he was for about 15 years, he was the curator of the Key West Aquarium, and he has over the last couple of years restored a lot of artwork around Key West, a lot of the statues and other installations that they have around there. He's restored those, as well as a lot of things inside the aquarium he's responsible for restoring. And anyway, if y'all need to go check him out, it's a really good art. And the reason why I'm thought to talk about this is because I just got a notification that mine is shipping. As soon as he posted it today, I was on it, man. It's just, this is his, not only to mention that this is his income now because he's no longer the curator at the aquarium, but he's just good. He's that good. His art is really, really good. My eyeballs are weird. The allergy things are happening today. My medicine finally came today for my allergies. I'm so happy. The problem with a nose spray with an opaque bottle, like a brown glass bottle, is you can't see what's in there. And if there's a label that wraps itself all the way around the bottle, you can't see what's in there. You can't see what's left. And I ran out of my nose spray, my allergies, which was not fun. I'm trying to decide how I want to go up here today. I do need to make a stop along the way, so I guess we'll do that first. Yeah, I'll go up there first. We'll see. Hey, Mike! Silly Mike. We are not there. We're not going to be there for about an hour or so. I am taking back roads because I don't like driving this car on the interstate. I have not been on the interstate since 2017. Yeah, it had to be 2017 because my accident was in September of 2017. I know I haven't been on the interstate since then. My accident was not on the interstate, but it still affects my driving on the interstate, especially in a tiny car. It affects my driving on the back roads too, and I really need to, finally in July I'll have health insurance and I can talk to somebody about my PTSD, but I've always been the kind of person that wants to get in the car and take little trips, weekends, day trips, whatever. I like to drive. I like to drive places, but now I'm afraid of driving. And I'm hoping it's just a local thing because I seem to be fine in the city. I don't have any issues in the city. But once I get outside of the city here in the suburbs, and people do drive different out in the suburbs than they do in the city because the city, you can't go that fast. Well, you can, but it's not easy to do. I don't know. We'll see. I need to actually start looking into setting that up as well. Do that on Monday. I have a lot of things to do on Monday. In case you guys missed it yesterday, I think it was yesterday I talked about it. I'm down because my internet's not functioning properly at home. It's good enough to get on and surf the web, but not all the packets get dispersed where they need to go. If you're into internet things, you'll understand what that means. But not necessarily, Mike. There is this road called 285 that's a circle. You won't go any farther. You'll drive more miles, but you won't go any farther if you're driving in a circle. Semantics. Words. I had somebody on the internet post something about this word came from somewhere. And I'm like, no, no, no. That is not where that word came from. Provided the etymology as well as a link to the word, and I'm not going to go into that right now on the stream. And I still got yelled at that I was wrong. I'm like, okay. And the link to the etymology was a college university site. It wasn't like it was just some blog somewhere that said, hey, this is what I think this means. It was a research paper with, a research article rather, with footnotes and what are those things called? Citations? I forgot Fresh to Order was open for delivery. I had Fresh to Order. They have this almond crusted chicken that is so good. So I like to get the almond crusted chicken with sweet potato souffle, or mashed sweet potatoes, whatever they call it there. And this guy's going to be in the middle of the road. I can tell this already. See, if I rode a bicycle, just even for safety reasons, if there was only one car behind me, I would let that car go before I went. Just for safety reasons, because I don't want this car behind me. You know, let alone it's just the polite thing to do. I may get into a part up here where I don't have signal. There's no way around it right now. I'm going to be going through that section of town. It may be a few minutes long, up to 5 minutes, depending on how I hit the lights. So y'all hang out if I do that. Please. I think I have the square completely shut down today. Weird. You can't even park on the square. I wonder why. Maybe they had an event, having an event later. Most events have been canceled. Sunday. A lot of people are up here coming for brunch, I guess. I don't know. Too many numbers have been going up for me to go out in public yet. He wants to go eat here, there, and everywhere, and I'm like, nope, not yet. Not yet, not yet. Look at all those people at that restaurant, and they're like all right by each other and stuff. No. Masks are not magic things that stop you from getting sick. That's just insanity. People are just crazy, I think. I don't know. I'm going to ramble about nonsensical things today. I'm not sure what to talk about. Oh, I never did talk about the Disney thing, but I'll wait till we get out of the no zone, because I'm going to get in the no zone here in a minute, and I want to be able to continue talking after I get out of the no signal zone. Mellow Mushroom is hiring. If anybody needs a job, I actually know somebody. I know most of the people that are there. This just seems pretty cool. They've had the same staff for years. I'm guessing that a lot of the staff found other jobs while they were closed. All right, up here around behind this church is where I'm going to start getting into the no signal zone. Like I said, it could be up to 5 minutes depending. And I apologize. I don't know what happened up here that all of a sudden there's no signal in this area. It was good for a while, and then it just went away. I didn't realize that was, they do communion. I thought it might be a Catholic. The only Catholic churches did communion. I'm not really up on the religious churches the way I used to be. How do you do communion virtually? That kind of, I don't know. At least from what I remember it being. I guess you could. It's another big church here on the left. After this light is where I get into no signal if I haven't already. So if you guys wouldn't mind hanging around for a few minutes, I'd appreciate it. Or if you do wander off, wander back quickly. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, all that good stuff. Hit all of the buttons, except for the disconnect button. Don't hit that button. I've seen a lot of those trucks lately right there. Just like, they look like zombie. I call them zombie apocalypse vehicles. They're the Toyota with the old Toyotas with the luggage rack on the top. I've seen a lot of them too. Lot. So I'm going to go up here. We're going to go pick up the vehicle. And then we'll actually have to go and take care of all the paperwork and stuff. And then we have to wait for them to clean it, because they won't do that until after I pay for it, I guess. Silly people. And and then we'll be on our way back down. I was going to get a Rogue just because that's what they had available and the price was decent. But what I ended up with, and it was, I think, a 2011. Yeah, it was a 2011. And it was red, and I like red. But this one is a 2014, and it's what I want. So I'm not losing signal. I should not say this. I'm going to jinx myself. But right here is where I never have signal. So if we are still signaling, maybe they have fixed this issue, or maybe it's just something that interferes during the week, which is also possible. I'd hate to have to turn left from here into my house. So I don't think that's what that guy's doing. He's turning left up here on that street. I can't believe it still has signal. So to go back to the announcements, the Disney announcement yesterday for Disneyland and World and all that stuff. It was for World, I think. I know it was for World. They announced all the rides that are going to be open, and it sounds like most of the major ones are going to be open. Mickey's Runaway Railroad. Hey, Amy. Well, if I come back through here on Monday and I lose signal there again, then we'll know it's something that interferes on the weekend. And I'll have to check into that. But, anyhow, Mickey's Runaway, I'm going to try and remember this off the top of my head. Mickey's Runaway Railroad, Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain, I think Thunder Mountain. I should not try to remember this off the top of my head, but they're all going to be open. The parades per se are not happening, but they're doing something different. They're not going to have scheduled parades, but they're going to have different parade-like things with the characters. You can't go up and touch the characters or interact with them the way that you used to, obviously. But they're going to have like a motorcade. They're going to have, different things happening, not at set times. They're going to be random. So you're still going to see parade-like things happening in the park. Also, big news, they have put off the refurbishment of Epcot. So that is actually Spaceship Earth is going to be open as it is now. They're not going to be doing any more refurbishing right now. All of that has been put on hold. They have not said when or if that will happen. And all of their opening plans are still contingent on government approval, I believe. I know they are in California. In California, there's a petition to try to block, and the unions want to block them reopening. The government has not approved it yet. And I don't believe, unless I've missed a news blurb, the government has not approved the reopening in Florida yet either. However, I don't see why that would be an issue considering Universal has already opened. That said, Florida is having a very large uptick in COVID. I mean, larger than before. So, personally, I don't know if all of this is going to happen or if it's going to stay happening for long term. The next week will tell us what's going to happen. And as far as Disney, like California, the Disneyland Resort is not reopening right away. I'm guessing, I do not know this for sure, but I'm guessing they're taking the time to refurbish it during this time. I don't know. It might be a way to curb how many people come, because the people that are going to get the people that will be admitted into the parks is far less than the people that can go and stay in the hotels and resorts. So people are going to be going and not be able to get into the park. In addition, if you bought your resort and you haven't bought your park tickets yet, you may not be able to get in either. Yeah, a lot of the uptick is for Memorial Day weekend right now. And the protests will soon follow, but a lot of the uptick right now is for Memorial Day weekend celebrations, from when everybody went to the beach and the parties and the bars. I personally am going to stay put. I'm even probably, I think I'm going to stop doing my grocery delivery service. I don't want to be out in amongst all the people like this. Right now it's dangerous because people are assuming it's safe because the governments are reopening everything, but it's not. This is like I think the most pivotal time right now. But I don't normally take you guys up this way, so we shall investigate. This building right here on the right, I don't know if you guys can see the design. That is a building that is in the Archer. I think it's the one they blew up. The Archer comics they draw. The Archer artists draw a lot of buildings around Atlanta into their comics. But I think all of the buildings in there are buildings from around Atlanta. They're just not something that they dreamed up on their own. And I think it's really cool that they do that. El Ponce is here. It used to be El Azteca or something like that. I don't know. But it was a really good Mexican restaurant. I haven't been there since they changed everything around in there, though. But everybody that works there was always really nice. So we are in the city limits of Atlanta. Jimmy Carter Library is to the left, and I know I've taken you guys down past that before. I'm trying to get a good view here. You see the AT&T building is the white color building. The bronze color building is Bank of America Tower. Ponce City Market's up here on the left. If you turn left at this light, you go into Murder Kroger. I've talked about that before. Y'all can Google up Kroger Atlanta nicknames and learn more about that. They have since torn down Murder Kroger and rebuilt it, but we still call it Murder Kroger. Ford Factory Lofts are right here. It used to be an old Ford factory. This Ponce City Market used to be a factory of some sort, and I can't remember now what it was. And then it was City Hall for a while. There's a really good restaurant right here on the corner of this green building with the red awning. That is Eats. You pay like $8-9. I haven't been in there a while, so I don't know how much it is now, or if they're even open. And you get a plate of food, like a meat and three kind of place, or you can get pastas. And they're really, really good. Oh wow, they completely are rehabbing that building. Today is Sunday. We could go by the park. Traffic is going to be fun. Yeah, we'll go up by the park. I haven't taken you guys up in there before. We are now on Monroe Drive, which if you turn left, it's called Boulevard. I guess Boulevard, yeah, Boulevard. Yeah, and it's been so long since I've driven around town. I like having the small car to drive around in town. But outside of town, I don't like the small car. Busy streets. On these skinny streets, I like the small car. If you turn right here, there's a really good restaurant bar back there called the Highlander. It's basically like a metal bar. They've got such good food there. And Midtown Cinemas are back there. That's where I saw the Sierra. Can't remember now. Sienna. It's the movie Sienna. Here, Woody's Cheesesteaks. Best cheesesteaks in all of Atlanta. So good. They used to be open till 4 a.m. On the weekends. I don't know if they still are or not. But we're going to turn here, and you'll see when we turn, on the corner is a restaurant called Park Tavern, but then behind it is Piedmont Park, and I'm going to adjust you guys so that you can see it after we turn. You can see the park better. There's a lot of places here. Yeah, that should be good. There's a lot of places here that used to be factories that they converted, but a lot of the more recent ones, you can't even tell they used to be factories because they basically just gutted it. So the trailer that you'll see is a coffee shop and a shave ice shop. I see so many people out here without masks. It's just not even funny. And we're going into Midtown now. The area is called Midtown. I don't see any masks right here at all. This is the area I was talking about yesterday that they took a lane for the bike lane. And that park is called Piedmont Park. The area right here is where they do a lot of concerts and things, and where they usually do music Midtown and things like that. And all of that got canceled right now for this year. And it would be nice to have a house near here where you could walk to the park and hang out, back in the day, but definitely not on a Saturday or a Sunday. Sundays aren't as bad as Saturdays. Saturdays are really bad through here, especially on the first Saturdays of the month. I have not seen a single mask yet. See, this guy on the skateboard should be over there, but he's not. He's in the middle of the road instead. Okay, put you guys more straight now. You can't really, the way the roads build up, you can't really see into the park anymore, so. It's a big park. There's a lake back there, and there's a lot of stuff in there. We used to go watch Shakespeare on the lake, and I think there's a clubhouse back in there too somewhere. But I haven't been in it. There's a dog park, and from what I hear, there's also a swimming pool back there that dogs can swim in. They have events where they have dog swims. We're in the heart of Midtown now. Blake's. This building on the right-hand corner, that's the Flying Biscuit Cafe. There's some offices on top of it and a couple other things in there, but the servers in there, when there's an event at Piedmont Park, they make like $500 in one day. They told me. Sometimes more. Oh wow, 10th and Piedmont's gone. This used to be an old bookstore. It was very famous. I can't remember the name of it now. Oh, it's not gone. They're just painting it. We're kind of going the longer way, like I said, to get up here. This is Peachtree Road, which we're not taking. We're just going to go up to Northside and go straight up Northside. The building to the right, that white building, that's the Federal Reserve. The brown building down there is offices. I think it is MARTA office. We have an interesting little art installation on the corner. They used to have an interactive art installation there, and I'm not sure exactly what that's about. To the left here, inside the fence, right there, is the Margaret Mitchell House and Museum. That's where Margaret Mitchell lived when she wrote Gone with the Wind. And negating all the controversy over the movie, it is a piece of history, like as far as writing goes and authors and things like that. So I hope to be able to go in there one day and film that for you guys. We can see more about it. There used to be a bar down here. It had been there for so long that why are we stopping in a crosswalk with no one in it? There used to be a bar down here that you would go and hang out into. Now this building right here on the right, I can't remember the name of the company that used to be there. Anyway, Google's there now. Unless they moved. Their name's not on the sign anymore. That doesn't mean they're not still in there. They took their name off the sign. The hotel on the right is new. I think I've been in there. It's not really, it's a hotel and condos. I've been in there, I think, once. The Hanover. There is a Chinese restaurant here on the left that you should never ever go to. It's open very late, but people have been known to get sick after eating there. I've known people. So, actually, I've been in this one, not the other one. Yeah, it was this one. I haven't been in the Hanover. I've been in this one. All right, now we're crossing over the downtown connector, and we have Georgia Tech. And Turner Broadcasting is on the right, which I have been in a lot. Georgia Tech is on the left. I think we're going to be more interested in Turner Broadcasting than Georgia Tech, so let me turn that a little bit so we can see that once I get in there. You can't really see anything at Georgia Tech right here because of all the trees. This is the backside of Turner Broadcasting. Adult Swim is on the other side of the highway, past kind of it. But I used to go back in here to deliver. I actually have somebody at the gate now. So now the rest of this is Georgia Tech housing. This is grad school housing, mostly the family housing, family apartments. And this is graduate living center, grad school. These parts right here aren't, they stay busy for delivery all summer long. People are in them all year long. They don't, for things like that, they don't go home. They stay and finish their stuff. There's the Papa John's, and Shaq owns part of that, or invested heavily in it, or something like that. And this is Pothole Central. So see, I'm fine driving right here, but I'm going to get honest with you guys. When I get up on Northside, across the river and all that, I'm going to start probably getting nervous. Because it's like 6 lanes of abandon. To the right down here, you can't see it, is Rocky Mountain Pizza. It's in a lot of movies and TV shows. Firehouse. I need to get Firehouse today if they're open. I miss Firehouse. We don't have a Firehouse that's on our side of town, and I love Firehouse. This area of houses on the right is called Home Park. It's a lot of houses that are divided up into rooms for rent and things like that for the college kids. And it basically, from behind Turner Broadcasting to here, is Home Park. Now we are on Northside Drive, Highway 41. Wow. Okay, so we haven't been out here in a minute, and all that was not like that the last time I was out here. They're building more stuff. I'm not sure who all these people are that can afford to live in all the stuff that they're building, but, hey, more power to them. It is not me. Most of them start at like $1,400 for a studio. Up here on the right, you can go back in there, and the entrance to IKEA is back there. Right here, if you turn right here, you can go to IKEA. See, people are starting to fly here. This is where I get nervous because people start driving crazy. And I'm in a tiny car. All this stuff on the right was built recently within the last couple of years. I used to do a newspaper route, and I used to play around back in here on the right. Atlantic Station is back there if y'all are familiar with that. That is new. There's an art store down here called Sam Flags, which I used to love. It used to be down here on the left, and it was a huge building. 2 floors. Was it 2 floors? I don't remember if it was 2 floors, but it was a huge building, and it was right here on the left, back in there. And I used to love to go in there. It was awesome. But they moved over here to the right in a tiny building, and it's not the same. Or no, they moved over to an old Kroger in Brookwood on Peachtree by the Brookwood Split, whatever. And then they moved over, and that was 2 floors, and then they moved over here. And I think the one over here was 2 floors as well, but it was huge. It was awesome, and they had everything in there. And I used to, when I was delivering and I had downtime and it was hot, I would go in there and wander around and buy stuff. But the one over here is very, very tiny and crowded, and just no. Now we're going back over the interstate. Right here it's just 75. It's already split into two. Ideally we should go up that way, but there's no way I can take this car and not freak out on the interstate because I'm freaking out here. And see, the speed limit is 35, and I'll go 40, and people will still probably be on my ass. And I did not just say that. I did not mean to say that word. On a Sunday, no less. They just redid all this. They probably should have made it 4 lanes, but it used to have a suicide lane in the middle, and then it was a turn lane. There were 2 lanes going in direct, 2 lanes going north, 1 going south for a while, and then they made it into this. I guess. I don't know. I have not been out in Cobb County in so long. There's a golf course up here on the right. Metal plates! Metal plates! Bitsy Grant Tennis Center. I don't know who Bitsy Grant is, but I'm assuming that her family paid for that. We are in the expensive area of town. Bobby Jones Golf Course. Yeah, they just completely redid that. It looks really nice. None of those buildings were here before. Or if they were, I couldn't see them. I have also just decided that I'm hungry. I have a banana. I'll eat that later. Should have brought a protein bar too. I wonder if they're widening this or if they're just doing stuff. Here floods a lot. Oh wow, that's steep down there. There's a creek down there that floods all the time. On both sides and back in the neighborhoods and stuff. Whee. Right here to the left is the worst, where the worst flooding happens. Like that neighborhood, the water will go all the way across the road up into the house to the houses. And when it floods fast, because one year there was a crew down there. They go down there and they rope off the road, block off the road with barricades so that people don't accidentally drive into the flooded area in the dark or something, and they got stuck and couldn't get back, couldn't get out, couldn't get back to their truck or something like that. Their truck got stuck. We're still in, that used to be North Atlanta High School. It's a middle school now. Down up a little, another mile or so, is the old IBM campus. IBM had a big campus here, and that's where they moved the high school to. They converted the IBM campus into the North Atlanta High School. But this area is still city limits, but it's... Hey Pam, sorry, it looks like I got into a dead spot for a minute. Ooh, my brake hasn't made that noise in a long time. This is my old stomping grounds. I used to do a lot of deliveries and stuff out here. In fact, once we get over by the river, or up here just a little bit, is where I used to deliver for a lot of years, deliver pizzas. I delivered a newspaper route up in this area too for a while. They moved me around a little bit, and then I ended up doing a lot of pickup routes because they were just I was supposed to become a supervisor, and then the guy decided not to leave, so I was just kind of in limbo. Once we get up in here, the main road is pretty much the only road, which is really crazy because there's not a lot of cut through like there is in town. You can't go a lot of different ways. There's only one or two ways you can go. And not this light, but the next light, if you turn right, takes you down into Buckhead, and that's probably one of the last major roads that take you into town from here until you get up further. You can go other ways, but it's really windy and hilly, and it's not fast. But this road is called Paces Ferry, West Paces Ferry. And if you go left and then turn right, that'll take you up past the, up into Smyrna and stuff. And I think the governor's mansion it's on this road, but I don't remember which section. If it's down there, it might be up that way farther to the left. You guys can't see me pointing, so. If I talk about nervousness while I'm driving, I apologize now. Just ignore me. Stuff I need to do. That billboard you see for Canoe, that's actually a restaurant over by the river. We're going to cross over the river in a minute. When you cross over the river, we will be in Cobb County. When we go underneath the interstate, we will be OTP. OTP means outside the perimeter. You'll feel this crazy weirdness in the air. I'm just kidding. There is a whole thing about OTP and ITP life, inside and outside the perimeter, and it is different. I never realized it until I moved in, but it is different. Inside is more laid back, what you would think like outside would be, but inside is more laid back. People care about each other more. They pay attention to other people more. Outside is, I don't know, more cold to me. Nobody pays attention to anybody else. People don't help each other out as much. I don't know. See, we live almost outside the perimeter on the other side, like diagonal away from where we're headed now. I just came over and up instead of cutting across diagonally. And this road follows 75 from like Florida to Michigan, so you'll see 75 a few times. Right here's the Northside Drive exit or on-ramp. And we're still in the area where if you go off to the right or the left right here, there's a lot of really big, nice houses. I guess it was more than a mile or two to the up here a little bit, like right here. No, right here is the North Atlanta High School. Okay, they got a light here now. The old IBM campus is right here, and it's like I said, the high school now. I think they had a light here all the time. I don't know. And there's another school called Lovett, which is a private school, and it's down here on the left. Not here, but up a little bit more. I don't know, Trinity School right there, I think. Is that Lovett right there? Might be there, I don't know. Right here on the right is Post Riverside. Yeah, I think Lovett's back there. Post Riverside on the right is really nice, or at least it used to be. I don't know how it is now. And this is the aforementioned river I spoke of. A friend of mine helped to oversee the building of this. And it used to be a very, very skinny bridge and an old bridge. We're down there in the water. There's places you can pull off on both sides that you can go down there into the park system. They did happen to find alligators down there in this section between here and east of here. There's a nice apartment complex back there that has trails that go around the river as well into the park system. This is my old stomping ground. They completely redid this. It used to just be a 2-lane road without a median. It needed to be redone though. There's a movie theater on the right. There used to be a there used to be a Borders bookstore up in there that I used to go to a lot. It was upstairs on the top. A lot of stores are closing. Sam Ash Music. We're staying in the middle because the lane's to the right end, and I think I'm going to have to get over more one still. There's a Hobby Lobby in there now. It's new. Used to be a Sports Authority in there, some other stuff. To the left here, there's a Haagen-Dazs and a Schlotzsky's. Oh, I should get Schlotzsky. No, I'm not getting anywhere out. Schlotzsky's is really good. It doesn't look like they're even open yet. We don't have one of those on my side of town either. They make round sandwiches. Some of this area grew up recently too. That shopping center to the left I just spoke about was redone. That light didn't used to be there. Up here on the left on the corners of Barnes & Noble, which I have spent lots of time into and lots of money. Their sales aisles were many, so many cool stuff. And this light, the roads here don't go straight across, and it's very weird. Anyway, to the right is Galleria Mall. If y'all have seen any of my stuff from Anime Weekend Atlanta, they hold it there. And there's like no parking here, and if you park at the mall, they boot you or tow you. So it's best to take public transportation over here if you can. Once you get to Cobb County, public transportation does not work as smoothly as everything else as it does in town, unfortunately. So I think I need to be in that lane. I think I can be in that lane, yeah. Go ahead and get over one. I don't need to be in this lane anymore. To the right is the Braves Stadium, where they rebuilt the Braves Stadium. They call it the Battery in Truist Park. The Battery is the food places, I guess. I have not been there. To the left, right at that light back there, is the Papa John's I used to work at a long time ago now. That's been so long. It's been almost 10 years since I worked there. Been more than 10 years. It was 2006 when I worked there. Wow. Sushi Village. That restaurant in the corner has been so many different things. It was a Mongolian barbecue for a long time, but you knew not to eat there. I think it was a front. Might still be a front. Who knows? Hey Jim. Hey Glenn. Welcome. Welcome to the car. It's a magic car. It extends and lets everybody in it. We are heading, for those who just joined us, we are heading up into Kennesaw, Georgia. Although technically I think the address there is Marietta, but it's basically Kennesaw. Right now we are in Smyrna. Well, to the left their address is Smyrna, to the right their address is Atlanta, but we are in Cobb County. We just passed the Braves Stadium. And I spent a lot of years running around in this area. Del Taco, which we also don't have on my side of the town, but there's one up there that we can go to after, depending on time. There's a good barbecue restaurant to the right here, Williamson Brothers. If you turn to the left here, you can go back into the neighborhood where I used to live. So I stopped long enough for you to hop in, huh? We're going to pass where I used to work up here on the right. I don't know if y'all be able to really see it. I used to manage an auto shop. It was a used tire shop when my friend bought it. And then he turned it into, well, most of the work was done by turned it into a automotive shop. When we opened, when I went in, they were doing 6,000 a month, I think. When I left, I had more than tripled it just on used tires. We had just implemented the mechanic shop, but it hadn't grown yet. We hadn't really implemented enough of it yet when I left. I don't do good in middle management unless I'm left to do my job. And at that point, I wasn't left to do my job, and at the same time, I don't know how to explain it. There were things that the owner needed to do that he didn't do, and there were other things he didn't need to do, like micromanage certain aspects that he did. So it just didn't work out. I was there for almost 3 years, and I loved the job. I really did, but it was way too far away from home because I was living in Decatur. Once we get through this light, there's going to be a little shopping center on the right-hand side that's full of just automotive stuff, and it's down in there is where I used to work. And I don't know if he even still owns it. I doubt it because there's a lot of work that's been done to it. It doesn't look like something he would do unless he finally started listening to somebody else. But I had contracts, if you will, not contracts, but relationships with the rental car companies that I had built up in this area. To the left is Dobbins Air Force Base. You guys can see planes flying overhead right now. They fly really low and they're really loud, which is hard when you're on the, because we were right under the flight path. And that's hard when you're on the phone with a customer. You're like, okay, hold on a minute, there's a plane going overhead. Okay, now what'd you say? Naval Air Station Atlanta used to be on the backside, but I think Dobbins took it all over now. And Lockheed's back there, and they've got an air tunnel and all kinds of cool stuff back there. The main entrance to Dobbins is right here. After 9/11, they beefed up the security all the way around for obvious reasons. Georgia Tech has a research area building back there too. And I also, for about a year and a half, 2 years, lived in a townhouse back here. If you turn right back here, this road is actually an off-ramp and a road that goes back into a neighborhood. I used to live back in there. There's usually a lot more traffic on this road. I think it's Sunday morning, afternoon, what have you. It's still early for a Sunday. If you go back this street, there's the backside of some apartment complexes. There's a KOA campground back there, if it's still there. This Barclay Village on the left, there's a falafel cafe in there that was in there on the backside, and it was really good. One of the best Persian restaurants around. Also, if you turn left here, you'll go to Life University, which is it was just a chiropractic college, but now it's more. Magic, Glenn. It was magic. Don't forget to hit the like button, you guys. Time to bear it. 12 minutes. That means y'all have me for about 12 more minutes before I end the stream. But hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Welcome. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button, and you'll know when we go live. They built this Mercedes place here on the left, but it says it's Mercedes-Benz of Marietta, but what they don't tell you is AutoNation owns it. I'm not going to say anything beyond that. The Toyota place is new too. They recently built that. Where this furniture place is, that used to be a bowling alley. Well, right there used to be the bowling alley. I guess it's still there. It's just not a bowling alley or anything anymore. Army Navy store, which looks empty. Marietta Police, which if they could see my phone, I would get in trouble. So we are not going to be adjusting the phone for a minute. We're just gonna, when we drive through here, I can't pay attention to what might be around here, so we might just not adjust the phone for a while. I used to work in this office complex back here a long time ago. Actually, during 9/11, I was working there. I lost my job right after 9/11. It was for Duquesne. I did accounts payable and inventory and ordering and purchasing and all that. That's new. And like I said, I haven't been here. The squeak is air in my brake pedal. Just ignore that. But if you heard it, I haven't been in this area in a while. So up here on the left, if you can see it, is Marietta Diner. It's been on TV shows. We're going to see up here on the right the Big Chicken. It used to be just a mom and pop chicken store, and they built the thing. Pollo Campero, that's new. I have never heard of it. That used to be a Chick-fil-A. No, the Chick-fil-A's there. I don't know what that used to be. Anyway. Moe's. Welcome to Moe's. Ooh, Arby's. I have not had Arby's in so long. Okay, guys, I'm going nuts about. I'm definitely hungry, and there's a lot of places over here that we don't have on my side of town because we don't have that much chain stuff. So I have to make a decision on what I want. Do I want Del Taco? Do I want Arby's? You can see the Big Chicken from here. And do I want Schlotzsky's? I don't want Schlotzsky's. I don't like sandwiches very much anymore. Not cold ones, anyway. Sam's Club on our left. Woohoo! So you see the Big Chicken? It's a Kentucky Fried Chicken now. I can't remember what it was called when it was first built. At one point in time, a tornado came through and tore it up, and they had to rebuild it. And before that, the mechanisms that made the beak and the eyes move, if you'll see the beak and the eyes move, they had broken, and they didn't move anymore. And now and then the tornado came through and tore it up, so they rebuilt it. There used to be across the street on the left, or maybe it was down on, I actually think it was at Windy Hill and Cobb Parkway. There used to be a 2-level shopping center, and they had a little photomat style dairy place that you drive through, and it's had a big cow on top of it. Tornado took that out too. Yeah, I don't think that's accurate because I think it's been more than 2 minutes. It's a 10-minute thing. Oh, they put an AutoZone in there. So we're going to pass Whitewater here on the right. For some reason, there is still not a light in front of this place. I don't know why. You would think they'd put one here. They don't. So Whitewater is here to the right. It does not look open. It is not open. I did not know they have not opened that. It's just kind of weird because Six Flags owns that, and Six Flags is open. And any of these main streets to the right, you can take it and get back to 75 in case y'all haven't noticed the signs. There's a store here on the left that's been there as long as I can remember. You can buy authentic cowboy boots. You can get to Marietta Square by turning left back there as well. As you can see, we are getting further out from town. It's not country out here. It's very residential, but it's older, not as new. Although they did build some of it up. Cobb Emergency Vet Center. I've been in there before. They are so expensive. It's unreal. We have a vet on my side of town that's open 24 hours. So you don't have to go to the emergency vet. They don't even charge a premium if you go during the night. I don't know what their hours are now, but that's how it was. We're almost there, not much further. There's a Coca-Cola bottling plant or distribution something right here on the right. I'm assuming by the tanks it's a bottling plant. It's a small one though. At least it looks small out here. It probably goes back further than it looks. Authentic. They probably are scented. I don't know what kind of scents though. I'm sure they have smells. Are you guys behaving back there? You see the mountain. Well, you saw the mountain, small mountain to the left. That's Kennesaw Mountain, Kennesaw National Battlefield Park or something like that. Kennesaw Mountain. There is an Asian restaurant right here on the right in that little shopping center. It's really authentic. I'm sure it has scents as well. It's Korean. Ilmi, something like that. This is Highway 5, Canton Road Connector. This is a very long drive. I need to use the restroom. Yeah, that mountain to the left, if you can still see it, Kennesaw Mountain. We've been there. Cobb EMC has offices there, which basically they buy the power from Georgia Power and distribute it to the people that live up here and charge extra. And it's a monopoly, so you don't have a choice. Bell's Ferry. A little Mexican restaurant to the left there that used to be really good. I remember they had a fire. It looks like they rebuilt or reopened. They've definitely rebuilt that BP there on the right. Liberty Church. We got a bunch of flags up there. I know nothing about them. As you can see, we're getting up closer to the mountains up here. It's completely different terrain than it is on my side of town. And the temperature and the weather tends to be different as well. Once we get up here, well, past where we're going, there's some lakes and stuff up there. Allatoona Lake is up that way as well. You can cut through to the right here, I think, and it'll take you around the back side of where we're going. I don't know if it's there, if it's up a little, it might be up a little bit ways more. Who wants a jet ski? And yeah, I'm going above the speed limit. Everybody's going around me. Actually, I think it's here. You can turn right and go around the back side of where we're going. There's a lot of new stuff up here. Those are definitely new on the right. Car's like, I don't want to go up the hill. I don't want to go up the hill. So how long have we been streaming, guys? Do you know? Has it been an hour? This is the street, I think. Yeah, this is the street you take off and it goes around behind, but we're not going that way because we just need to go up here on the corner. That's a cut-through street. That'll take you further down Barrett Parkway. See all that vine over there that's taking over everything? That's called kudzu. That stuff grows here so much in the summer. So we are about to the end of our journey. It's like they paved up here since I've been up here. We are at the end of our journey. So I'm going to go. I am not going to be able to stream on the way back because I don't think I'm going to have the thingy with me. I don't know. But either way, I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Thank you for hanging out with me on my way up here. That made the drive a lot easier than it normally is. We're going to find some place to park. I don't know where my truck is. So we're going to park over here, and then we'll park into the move the truck car to the employee parking lot later. Cobb, and that's actually not Cobb. I know where that car lives because I've been in the neighborhood where that car lives. That's funny. Or I've seen it somewhere before. Anyway, so we are here, guys. I will see you later. Yeah, I'm not doing that, Glenn. Yeah, I'm hungry. You guys need to hush. Okay, I'm gonna go. You guys have a great day and be well.